Alrighty, welcome back. We're going to begin the process of channeling the car down over the frame. This is the floor that we're making. There's still some left to do to it. I'm just going to get away from it for a minute and I'm going to go over to the car. And the reason being is I want to get ready to put this thing down on that floor and channel it at the same time. This car, when you look at it, or when we took pictures of it, the car was sitting on top of the frame. So I guess you would consider that a highboy when the car is sitting on top of the frame. We've already chopped it 3 3/4. About there, whatever that tape is, it's off just a little bit from 4 inches. But now we want to take and drop it 4 inches. And the reason I'm saying 4 inches is this right here. I can go further, yes I can, but I have to cut up inside the sill to get it. 4 inches is about the max on that bolt there, and that's fine. We'll do a little rigging and roll in there. That's the A-pillar where it bolts down. Still haven't drilled my holes yet. But right, if you want to come right in there, if you want to just take a look, Jolene can show you where it bolts down on the chassis, right there, that little hole. So, if that goes there, and we are going to channel the car 4 inches, basically, now that I'm thinking about it, if that piece sat down there, there's 3/4 of an inch right there that takes up some of our distance going down. I don't mind that, as long as what I'm looking for is the body to cover the chassis. And the reason I'm looking for the body to cover the chassis, look at all the holes that is in it. It's not very attractive, all them holes. And we got like cut marks and weld marks and all that sort of stuff. I can hide that with the side of the body coming down 4 inches. I can hide a lot of that all the way along, 4 inches all the way down. So that will be absolutely missing. When you come look at the car, you'll just see body, engine, and that's the way we like it, or that's the way we're going to build it, because it can be done many different ways. I'm going to jump inside here. Hi, Fina. So what we got here is we got 4 places where we got on the car. I'm pretty sure that they fit there, but if they don't, it does not matter, because wherever this post comes down and hits is on the floor that I'm happy with is where it's going to go. So do not forget that. We have the door hinge there. It doesn't matter what it looks like, to be honest with you. But we're going to, there's the hole there. So, and just in kind of a natural thing, 4 inches is just below, or top of that hole right there, I would say. If we come up here, then we go to top, and then maybe the bottom of this hole. Let's pick a hole, and that way there, can't do that on this side. And the reason being is they have taken a piece of metal and welded over top. Come to go to this side. They've already kind of fixed it. You can see how the post there is, like it's gone right there, like it's nothing there. So we're going to end up fixing it, no problem whatsoever. We have a piece of it in there right now. That's exactly what it sat on before. We're just going to do it again and do it the way we want to do it. Alrighty. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this a little bit stronger right from the get-go. Let's take our time here. Just going to squeeze this metal together. And make what I can out of it. Just squeeze it together. Or pull it off. Whatever's. We'll pull that in and get that welded. Yeah, that's fine. So just pull it in there good. And this is what you're going to find on a lot of the old cars. Like they're going to be decayed, and what you have to do is just overcome it. And it's not that big of a deal, to be honest with you. Like it's any old car like this, to make a floor for it and put it in there, piece of pest. You watch me make it with square stock. I think that floor we've got what, 4 or 5 hours in it. Basically putting that floor together. I'm not sure. Like we're trying to do it in real time so we can show you what it takes, and that way there you can know that you can do it also. If I'm doing it that quick. We're just gonna I can see everything on that now. A pair of scissors here, I thought.
Right there.
Thank you. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a spot. To me, up here looks pretty good to get it covered up to there, and then we can do a measurement what we're going to do from here to there. We could stick a piece of 4-inch 4-inch square stock, cut a piece of 4-inch square stock, and then weld a piece to it and lay it on top if we wanted to. But I just want to I got to get this post looking a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to weld some metal to it and make it look good, or toughen it up a little bit. We've got all the lines right here with my dirty fingers. And we can straighten that one out there a little bit there. Just kind of put that in there. Lots of metal. End it a little bit closer. Take some off this one. Gonna straighten this out. You can see where where it's kicked out there a little bit. I kicked it a little bit on the pattern. I know that's got to come in, so I'm gonna straighten that out. I'm going to cut it down a little further. I don't like where it's ending. I don't want it halfway in the hole. I want it something like that, I'm thinking. Also, I'm going to be repairing this with 3/16 thickness. That 3/16 thickness I think will fit right inside that, so I really got to cut that down and make that fit inside that, to be honest with you. In my opinion, to fit right inside there would be the best trick, I think, to make it work. Not cap it, put it inside. Let's get this side fitting. I'm just doing this as I'm thinking about it, so I've changed my mind on how I want to make the pattern to fix it. Let's go inside there, see if we can get inside there. Didn't like that cut, did I? This one I like. Take one more. Get inside there. A little bit off right there. Thanks for coming back, everybody. Really appreciate it. You know. Cut some more off it. Just don't want to get all sloppy and not have the piece I want. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. Easier doing it this way than cutting with metal, like getting the grinder out and the zip cut and going for it. Cutting and going on. A lot easier this way. We'll get that sit in there. And then we'll weld the edge over to this. We'll have lots to weld to make that look right. I'm hoping. Now, put this on this side. That works perfectly on this side. It does. They've already half done it for me, so that's fantastic. So we'll cut two of those. Let's cut one of these. I got the plasma cutter geared up, I think. Got some 3/16 here. Got a little tiny bench over here. So everything is coming out of the floor. We just want 4 places that are going to mount down to this car to hold it on. And then that'll be it. I keep explaining that, but why not when this is such a really quite an important thing that you can do, or anybody can do, to grab an old derelict car and make a floor and set the car down on top of it. All you have to do is make sure you don't make the car, the floor, wider than the car. And basically what I do is I just try to stay on the outside perimeter of the frame, and then you're usually okay. Because you have to understand, once we set the car down on top of this, then we build from the floor to the outside of the car. That's basically how I do it. Just doing one of these. I see some people saying, see Jolene put put a post up this morning, or the other day, post this morning I think it was, about the bead rolling and straighten out the line. You're totally right. If you do not enjoy the bead that you put in it, that means you do another one. That's as simple as that. But for someone to go on there and say, that don't happen to me when I do my bead rolls, you're the person that does paints all your life and says you never got to run. That's basically it. And that's the truth of the matter. Everybody knows better when you do something like that. You don't get it on the line every time. So that means you got to go and do it again. So that means you're lying about, what you're doing. And when someone reads that, or if I read that, when do you jump back on your conversation after you've been, you're known to tell stories? What's that thing? Never let the truth get in the way of a good story? Something like that. I want to go, nope, I don't want that one. Yeah, so everybody does that. For me, I just found it was an easy way to fix it, grind it off, flatten it off, straighten it out. Does it, instead of beating, pounding, playing with it, and then making a mess out of it. Let's do this. Let's get some power going here. Not happy with that. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. What's going on is my tips are messed up, and I haven't got any of this present moment. And I was trying to do it without doing a zip cut to make a lot of noise, but here I go. See what happens. Shooting off kind of crooked. See what happens here. Going too fast. Yes, and that's basically another thing too. When you see a floor that looks perfectly, like this is 18 gauge, you'll find that a lot of people will make theirs at a thinner gauge, and the reason being is it's easier to manipulate and put that little bend in it. It most certainly is. But yeah, if you're not doing that, you do it again. That doesn't mean you've never done it. It just means you're not willing to admit it. Get some gloves on for this one. It's gonna be hot, hot, hot. Like Jolene, hot. She had a little. What kind of top would you call that, baby? What kind of top's that you get on? Tank top. Just a tank top, rolled up jeans, Chuck Taylors on. She's a cutie. Got her little glasses on for safety. Sounds like he's going to take off, doesn't it? Got a sander over here. Sander off. See if we can get them pieces up in there. So basically what I'm doing right at the present moment, 3/16, I'm just trying to get it up in that post to make that post secure for a piece to put on, come down on that. That's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm Bad Chad and Queen Jolene's on the camera and we are on air. How many days? I think we're 15 or 16 days in on this car. I got a little goal with myself. I'd try to have it done within the 30 days. It's a goal for me to have stuff to work towards. I can work on it more to make sure it got done on that amount of time. But in all actual matter, there's other things I have to do in my life sometimes, like sit down, sleep, talk to Jolene, maybe eat once in a while. Whew, hot. You can see how I'm trying to grind it flat and how it's on that angle is because of the tip. I think that would be a nice accomplishment if I could build this car in 30 days. You know, with Doug and Nathan's help, obviously, when they're here. But it would be a nice accomplishment just so, you know, father said, man, after 30 days I've built myself a car. You're right, you can. Because you watched it right here on Bad Chad. You watch him do it. That means you can do it. That's exactly what that means. That cleans up quite nice, so I'm going to get a little spot down there I'm hitting. I'm going to try to grind that out maybe, or something. I'm just going to come up for a second. I'm just going to grind her up a little bit, clean her up a little bit, just a little bit. You know, if I can build this in 30 days from what we have here, like I said, with Doug and Nathan's help, obviously, it means that, you know, you and a couple of your friends, or you and your mechanic friend and a friend that wouldn't mind help you working on your car, like maybe your son or whatever. But it can be done because I'm going to show it to you. And those who can appreciate for what I'm doing here are the ones who will come forward. Basically, that's all there is to it. I'm going to go just like that. I'm welding that bad boy in there. It looks good. Now weld that all on there. Then I really have something I can come up here and then come out and weld onto. That's 3/4 inch plate. Let's get the other one rocking and rolling. Just want to grind it up a little bit. The inside here. I'm just going to stick this one over here, see which one looks better. See which one. It just matters, it's just going to be welded in there. Doesn't matter how it goes on there. Doesn't matter if it's welded in there. Goes in there a little bit better. A little more gap there. Nope, I'm going to go with it. Just going to tack it in there and start welding it. This side here will go really good. I'm going to have to maybe tack this side back a little bit, some coat hanger and a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and everything will be fantastic. Let's do this. Let's get it welder going. It's Fun Day Sunday, and if you're not having fun working on your old car, do something else, I guess. I'm not sure. It's like Jimbo said, if you're not having fun, go do something else. And generally, I have fun at what I'm doing, and the reason being, or not say fun, I have a lot of gratification of knowing that I'm getting something done. I do this every day, and I have a lot of old cars that are around, obviously, that are half done, and half of this and half of that, and some are getting really close to being done. But in all honesty, I walked around the stuff this morning, and wow, I've got a lot of work out there. There's a lot of, you walk through that building out there, not only that building, but the building down the road, and in here, and in the paint room. You walk around and look at them buildings and look at that stuff. You walk around the buildings and look at that stuff. Man, is there anything I don't do? Like, do I work? Do I sleep? Do I eat? Yes, I do. But there's a lot of stuff out there. I've had a lot of help doing it also. I do not want to discredit anybody from helping me to get where I'm going. To be a part of my dream, basically. This is my dream, and everybody that comes here and works here is a part of it, and I want to thank them. You know, if you come watching, thank you. Where are them coat hangers? Like I said many times, it's your dream, make it as big as you want. Well, I got a big one. And if you don't know, dreams have work clothes on. I got work clothes on. I got work clothes on. But walk up there. Sometimes I'm proud of myself, you know. And other times, you know how it goes. Sometimes you beat yourself up for over nothing. But that's the part of life, I guess. We're just going to tack it where it's nice and close right here. I like that where it's close right there because that's where I'm going to hit it first. And we're going to hit it first because where it's the tightest. That's the end of it. Now, that'll probably spit like that for a little while. But we'll get past it. Oh, I should have got a hammer. What? No, it's right there, baby. Right below your feet. Thank you. I couldn't ask for a better assistant if I punched it on the computer and went to AI. I couldn't ask for a better assistant. Jolene the Queen. Jolene's talking about doing something nice for my birthday, and I'm thinking, all right. Clean this up. So first I have to fix it to channel it. And what I'm doing is I'm fixing the post, making it tight and right before I even start. I just want to weld it again so I can hit it. I just want to see if I can knock this edge over a little bit. I don't think that's going to work that healthy. That's not going to work that healthy either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nail it on. And all I did is chose the tightest place where I could hit it. Right? That's all I did. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat that in, to be honest with you. Can you give me a little pliers, sweetheart? Now, can you imagine putting this floor together inside the car? Ugh, that'd be awful. Wouldn't it? It would. Ask me, I'll tell you. That'd be awful. Make things tight, make it better, I guess. let's use some coat hanger to weld that bad boy up. I'd like to get a better ground on there if I could. We'll weld our way up if we can. All the coat for is for material. That's all it's for. If it don't look good, we'll grind it off in the end. Just as long as it's welded up is what matters. I am fogging up like nobody's tomorrow. All right, feel it solid all the way up through. Wow, it's very, very, what can I say? Muggy. That's the word I want. It's very muggy. Kind of fogged up a little bit here, but we're going to weld it up, and then we can show you how good of a grinder we are. And you know, it takes a little bit of effort to make that fall. Like there's one, two, three pieces of metal with probably junk in between each one of them. We are burning it out and welding it up. Stop it. Better get some coat hanger going. I generally like welding down better than up, but that didn't go too bad. What have we got? We got a little bit of a grinder issue, but we're doing good. I'm going to stay with this one, and the reason being is that metal's nice and hot, and I feel like it'd be a good time to weld it. Let's, I wonder if I can change, want to change sides here? If I move over this area, maybe you can see from that side. I am dripping. Awesome. Let's weld this up and make this look nice. Stop it. Going pretty good. Just sticking the coat hanger over there and giving myself some material. Wherever it's hot, it'll stick. I wonder, could you TIG weld that up? Huh? Could you? I bet you. And what do I got going on here? Let's get this. And we're down to the bottom. That's good. Fantastic. Yeah. I want to finish it off is what I want to do. I want to finish it off, just hoping that I got enough ground there. Run that right down through if I can. Perfect, perfect. Looking good. Hitting the heavier stuff first and letting it melt over to the metal. Where there, don't burn it off. Here we go. There's our first post. Welded up, getting ready for the channel. So we'll do that deal and we're getting ready for it. Let's go over to the other side here, see what we got on this side. I do not want to put my hand on anything because that is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Now, so we're on the other side. We got another piece here. I'm just going to place this piece in. Let's do that. Beautiful. Got a little tiny screw hole right there, and a little tiny screw hole right there. Right on the money we are. Couldn't ask any better. Oh, still goes good. Just going to tack it down here. Nope, not going to tack it. I'm going to burn it in. Because it needs to be welded in there. I'm going to leave that for a second. I'm just going to let that cool down for a second. And then maybe we'll do something with it, like measure up and show what we're going to do. I'm not sure. Is that what I should do? Show what I'm going to do there? Okay, just let that cool off for a second. I'm just going to come out for a minute. Just want to talk about the floor part. On this floor, this is some of the things that I've done. As you can see, I got a spot welded on like that. And the reason I like to spot weld it on like that, there's two reasons. I do not want to drill all the holes and then try to plug weld it on. It's a harder thing sometimes. It could look neater maybe, But once I grind this all off and do what I do, I feel like it's okay. But the spot weld that I'm put on there, it's not going to come off because I'm right on the edge. I know I'm burning in. Sometimes you do a plug weld, it does not do as well. But if you can think about it, if I had to go around every one of these and drill holes in them, bump, 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 and plug weld them in, it's called time. That means I have to plug weld that one too. That's time. Where I've tacked them on like this, I've taken all the drill time out of it. I took it all out. Also, where I cut at both panels at the same time and plug weld them together, I've taken out that also. You know, I've cut them out with the grinder and I've, you know, made it simpler, faster, quicker. You can't beat it. So that's the way I'm doing it. And the reason being is I'm trying to get it done as quick as I can and still have the same product in the end. When I, you know, in all honesty, I could rock guard this floor, grind it, clean it, sand it, prep it for something to stick to it, rock guard it, hockey tape the seams, rock guard it again probably 3-4 more times just to get a nice coating on it. And you wouldn't even probably know that I had it welded together if you want to go that far with it. We'll probably end up taking this and flipping it upside down. We'll probably do the rock guard and clean the underneath up and do the sealing off underneath before we put it in the car maybe. And the reason being is because this can come off. We might, because it's just holding it down on the edges. I haven't drilled the holes in it yet, but that's what can be done. Let's grab a little piece of metal. I'm not sure what we want to grab. I've got some. This is the 1/8, that's 3/16. Maybe it'll go that way, I'm not sure. That's 1/8, that's 3/16, just a little bit thicker. Take this off. Let's get back in here and just take a look. Got a marker? Need a tape measure. No, don't need a tape measure. Let's do this. Well, I need a tape measure to make 4 inches, but let's cut something off. That'll be our point of what? Point of the channel. I better go over here and do this again. Let's go over and do this again. Okay. 4 inches. We're going to be out still quite a ways, but I don't want to go down past that, because if I go down past that, then we're going to be into this. And it don't matter if it's into that, it's just... See, if I did it 5 inches, we'd be into it, I could cut out for it. If you know what I'm trying to tell you. Maybe 5 inches, I'd have to cut a little round piece out of this in the end to sit that down on there. It would kind of give it that look of... If you know what I'm trying to say. If this goes on here, I'd have to scoop that out and put metal in there so that could go in there. But I think 4 inches is fine. Like I said, don't want to go too far. Our heads will be in the ceiling. If I go 5, I know I got it covered, the frame covered. I'm going to go and sit down, just take things over here for a second, because I have done this to myself before, is chopped and channel a car, and when you get it too low, you know. But I got not much headroom, have I?
You got 4 inches.
So my head will be on the ceiling at 4 inches. So we're going to have to be laid back a little, laid back a little bit. And that's fine, because we got a big window.
I see that light.
You want to see the light one put on this side?
I do.
Just through my mark. See that? I was trying to run forward through that dash and it didn't work. So I really have to, like, 4 is the max, is it not? 4 is the max. I think 4 is the max. Really gonna be stressing. Actually, I don't need the tape measure. I got this piece cut, remember? 4-inch piece. 4-inch. Let's do that. Piece coming out, at least that far, and then one on it for a, hoping that's the same. And let's get, what I'm going to do is get a piece that wide. I like to have a piece of 2 inches, what I like to have. Piece of 2-inch straight out. You cover. 2 inches out, how far? We're going to go 2 by 5. 2 inches wide. I want 2 inches coming out, 5 long. I'm going to make it a little bit long, and the reason being is because I can cut it off. That makes sense? You know, if I don't, when it comes inside the car and it's way inside the car, I just cut it off after, and then I can do whatever I want to do with it, I guess. But I can probably just cut it right, you know what I mean? Instead of leaving that extra, probably could cut it right. So this is 3-inch. Do I have any 2-inch left? Or do I have to cut a piece of that? I probably should make it out of that, probably. There's something right there that would do perfectly. It's not a bad idea. What I can do, this is what I've done over here. Just thinking about it for a second. I have one mount here, one mount there. There's a piece of metal going there. I never had any mounts for the back yet. So this is what I've done. I've taken a piece of that 2-inch. I've cut it off. I cut it off this long. And then I 45'd it. So that gives me a gusset there. And then I can drill a hole through there. And that can be welded onto the frame there. And then my hole there can hold my car down. So basically this is what I did. I put that in there like that. That welds to the side of the chassis. That welds to the side of the chassis. That gives me my gusset. And that gives me my hole for my, to come down through to hold the body on. So what I'm thinking is, if I did the exact same thing on this, if I cut this, say, so this is what I'm thinking, this is the only thing I got here, unless I want to start cutting that plate. I don't know if I want to cut that plate or not. Just easier to, if I cut that off like that, and if I sheared it up this way, then I'd have my hole in the plate there, and this could go up and act as a gusset on that piece. Let's go for it. Why not? Let's try it. And if I need it bigger, I'll make it bigger. This is a scrap piece, or not a scrap piece. It's a piece with a bunch of welds on it. I don't think I want to grind all the welds out to do that, so let's do this. So instead of doing it, so I have to cut it off again. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to measure it and try to measure it right. We're going to do 4-inch. I'm hoping 4 inches does it. 4. Let's do this. Say we're 46 across. Take 8 off, it'd be 38. Can't do that now because I got that in the way. No. Yeah, we just have do 4.5. 4.5. Already got it marked. 4.5. Rooster was here. Rooster was here. It's fun day Sunday. 3/16, very thick stuff. Like, it's quite strong. We're not going to bend it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line across here, like that, and we're going to go from the corner to that line, from the corner to that line. Make this line first. Yeah, wish I would have done it on the other side. Don't see that weld mark, but that's all right. That is all right. I'm going to take the die grinder. You know, if I would have looked inside, I could have seen that where it was welded together. Just didn't pay attention. And why should I? I'm cutting the piece of square stock apart. But now that I've seen it, I'll make sure that I look for it. Not doing another one just because of that. I can grind that off somehow. Just want to get the Sharpies out of it. Go in here. We're just going to tack this on for now. Get my bearings about me. Yeah. That line has to be on the bottom, and that doesn't line up with that very good. This should be angled a little bit. No, I'm going to use the weld to fill it up and make it look right. Gonna grab the helmet. See what we can do here. We had a little piece. Gonna mark that sucker for that takes off. Could put tape on it. I'm just going to go with our line on the bottom, and then I'm going to line it up. Take my gloves off here so I can actually put this on right. Gonna have to hire up again. They're on our line now. I do not want it I'll tack it. I can still move it around. I can still move it around, just tacked it. We're over top of our hole pretty good. Bum, bum, bum. Check our line out. We're right on our line. Our line's right underneath there. You can see it. So, I want to tap it over just a little bit more this way. Tapping it back because I want to. Trying to break the weld, I guess. Sometimes looks good. Let's tack it on. No. Oh, damn it. Just want the hole to come up straight, that's all. I think I'm good there. Gonna take a look underneath of it again. Oh. Come on. Perfect. There's the line right underneath the hole, right underneath the piece. I'll do the same on the other side. So basically that's what's going to happen. That's going to happen right there. I don't think that's bad to use this. All this right here is the gusset. Nice gusset going on there. You're not going to spin that small tab with that there, I don't think. It's quite thick stuff. So basically I'm going to weld that on solid. I have to weld this on solid. I have to do the exact same thing on this side. Then there's another post up here I got to do. It's not even got a hole in it yet, but it's got a piece of metal welded to it. And then I've got another post down in this corner that I have to do with 4 of these. Okay, so I have 4 of these on all the way around, and that'll tell me the distance that I'm going down over is that much. I'll come out for a minute. I think that explains it all. I can do more welding there and to continue on, and you can watch me weld it up. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave that be like that there. I think you obviously get what I have to do. The whole bottom of the car is going to have to be dropped out of it, cleaned and everything. We'll have to get that out of there. We probably will take, I just cut this off for the shifter. I just took and cut that out, and that way there I can make a plate and I can screw it down. And then when it comes time, we pull the shifter out. And basically with this one, I didn't make the transmission cross member removal. I'm just thinking we'd knock off the 2 bolts from the transmission mount, kick it up a little bit, and just pull it straight out where it's easily done like that. That's what I'm thinking. If not, I always can go from underneath and cut it, weld 2 brackets on it, bolt the transmission tunnel in, the piece that I took out or put in there, I can do that. But we're on our way to channeling it now. So chopping it, you can do it any way you want to, but I feel like that was a pretty clean way for this one. And the channeling part is the exact same thing for anything else that's 2-door, 4-door, whatever. You can picture it if you had an empty shell of anything. Them posts are in all them in every car. Reason being is because you have to have a door to open and a front post to hold your window and that sort of stuff. Them posts are there. So if you got an old car, it's got no bottom in it, you think it's junk. Well, no, it's not really. If you have the will and the want, clean the underneath of it off. If you don't like how it looks at the bottom of it, channel her up, make a floor like this, put it inside of it, and then once you get your floor, when your car comes down top of it, then you start building to the car. Pretty simple stuff. You can do it. I can do it. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. And if you think when you use a bead roller, that's not going to happen to you, you're a liar.